let's see what we find. Ooh, I can get my free roll on this. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Just a food ticket, that's okay. I have to start taking advantage of using those. I'm starting to stack quite a few up. And what's he got to say? You'll need to get 3, but then the experience boost lasts forever. Ability chunks faster too. Huh. Alright. That's fun. I'll have to keep working on those. Speaking of which, I should actually go check that now. I haven't figured out the exact time that the server rolls over on this. At least not for myself. I know that's a little different for everyone. Ooh, I haven't had this that long and I can already up its thing. Yes, raise the star power. And this will go with that shirt, sure, why not? And that'll be the last thing that I can really do. Even if they have something at the shoe shop, I really won't be able to do anything. Yeah, see, I would have been able to raise the star power on that. Doesn't quite go with the new outfit. And I'm not sure if I'm going to unlock better gear as I level up. That's what I'm hoping. The other thing I have to find out is how to raise the star power of the amiibo gear that I have. Okay, that's cool. I'm not sure what that stuff is. Oh, a new banner. That's a little plainer, but that's nice. I actually got really lucky and managed to get my favorite color out of the gumball machine in the lobby. I have to find out what that's called again as I run back up there. Good, I can just warp there essentially. I don't have to run up the steps every time. Oh, I should get my gloves. This game puts a killing on my fingers. I grip the controller so tight as I play. The shell out machine. Okay. Well, you're just a gumball machine to me, so that's fine. Oh, then you hear the cool music playing over here. That's nice. Just give me a moment while I grab my gloves before I turn on the camera and start doing my best to splash my opponents down. Okay, here we go. I'm a little more settled in now. Thank you very much for your patience. And let me just start a match over here in the lobby. I should be able to easily see if any of my friends are online. Definitely need to get those coins back up there so I can keep getting my gear fresher. And yes, let's see if friends are available. Only Ponch. I haven't really talked to Ponch a whole lot. Maybe he'll enjoy having some company. What about Anarchy Battle? I'm not sure if they're up for it. But let's see, I'll start off with the turf war. No, they don't have a room set up. That's what I'm forgetting about. But that's just fine. I would just start doing by random battles. Let's start off with some turf war, show everyone what that's like. I have a handful of weapons. You can see here I have the 52. They call it gallon instead of caliber, which is pretty clever. The 52 gal. It doesn't shoot faster from what I've heard, but it does seem like that it's slightly more effective against people than it was in 2. I like the way that it has the little shield. My apologies for not knowing the correct name for every weapon and sub-weapon. Alright, here I go. Still getting used to the names of the stages and everything too, quite honestly. I have been having so much fun playing it. I haven't been that studious in learning everything about it just yet. That sometimes distracts them a little bit. I did not mean to fall down, actually. Ooh, and that is... I am purple, so that's a little bit in my favor. Let me try to get up here on some of the higher ground. This is still the middle of the map. Don't be fooled. I'm nowhere near enemy turf, actually. Nice. I managed to stop that crab tank. That's one of the reasons that people don't care for the crab tank too much right now. I do run out of ink a little bit faster than I expect to with this weapon. Nope, no, gotta get away from that. There you go. That might get him, hopefully. Trying to retreat a little bit. Oh, both of them got me. Sorry about that. I had to answer a family question. Everything's going good, and I have more of my attention on the game now. I have to watch out for that. I have to jump over that line. It will stack up some damage towards getting me KO'd if I'm not careful. This way. Oh, no, 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 no. Trying to retreat from that. Nice. They were gunning for some territorial gains, but it wasn't worth it. Look, there's still some stuff on our side that needs some attention too. It shouldn't just be fighting for the middle. I know it seems like a good idea. Oh man, I saw him up there, I just couldn't do anything about it. And that's a shame, because right there is a good example of something that I didn't notice until just now, and that is I had activated my special, but it did not start until after I was KO'd, and it ended as I was KO'd. They're doing really well. Orange team, that is. Oh, they might just get this. Nope, couldn't even get that last KO in. If I had to take a wild guess, I'm going to say, yes, Orange team definitely pushed through for a victory. And I know this is a little different. I'm kind of on the fence about it still, the way that it says defeat. And it lets you know you were defeated, and it shows you who defeated you. So it kind of gives you an idea as to two things. One is who you might want on your team eventually. If you keep getting defeated by someone, surely you'd hope to play with them. And then the other option is to just make sure that you get a nice rematch again against them and make sure you take them out. A little bit of that spitefulness, you know, it gives you a chance to be spiteful, or it gives you a chance to make peace with it by getting them on your team. And that's the other thing about the lobby that I'm indifferent about. It's nice that when you're with friends that you're always on the same team. If you're jumped into someone else's lobby, you'll stay on their team. But when you're doing it randomly like this, nice, I love that color. On my banner, I love my color. But when you're doing it randomly like this, Gundam, wow, you have to just go back and forth between who's on your team. A player might be on your team for one match, and depending on how things go, even if you win with them on your team, the next match you may be playing against them. This is one of those maps where people push really hard to get to the center at first. Nice, I was very fortunate to pull that off. Not a miracle or anything just yet, but very lucky. I'm trying to make sure that I make some decent gains into enemy turf. It's usually the further you get into the enemy's turf in the beginning, the more you get to stay there as the battle progresses. Like a lot of other games, this is only a 3-minute match, so you really have to make the most of your gear and what you're doing. See, look, that yellow being over here that quickly, or in that much of a quantity, is not a good sign. It shows that the opposing team has definitely got their game together. They're fresh, yo. That yellow team's so fresh. They making us look spoiled, yo. That's just a little bit of personality that came out of me. Am I getting KOs or they? I can't tell. All I know is I'm trying really hard to ink this up. Ah, man, I keep forgetting how to dodge roll, and that's just the amateur nature of things, because I like to hold down the swim button, ZL in this case, so that way when I'm not shooting, I'm automatically swimming. I really need to get out of that habit. But even then, it doesn't seem like that's all there is to it. I'm not sure what it is, but I have such a hard time. Wow, I came right up behind me. It's hard to... Oh, it was actually growing rookie that got me. And that wasn't even his banner title. I believe that was his actual username. Nice try. I saw it. This yellow team really is fresh because they're so, as the game calls it. That's not just me. That's what the game calls it. I see you down there. Yes! I got him at least. 7 even. It's not much of a gain, honestly, but it gave me something to be excited about. I really do like going for KOs more than anything else. They're controlling that little corner so well, the two of them. I wish that it was easier for us to have games into their turf. We'll see as it ends. One last tidbit on that. Let that finish. I mean, who knows? It could end up being close. That's a little close, but there's a lot of... Yeah. There was a lot of unmarked turf on our side. I think even that little left-hand corner down there, that could have helped us get that percentile up there and grind out the win. Man, it's so much more fun when I play with my friend Chapu. It really is. I'm still getting some EXP, but not what I'm looking for, especially since I went through his ability chunks, and I need to figure out how to get the extra gear slot on my amiibo gear, because I really like this stuff. I'm hoping that it's just going to be like with the other characters. I think I'm going to end up talking to Merch, and Merch is probably going to give me an option with the conch shells or the sea snails. I'm sorry, Merch takes sea snails. It's the conch shells that are new to Splatoon 3. Still wrapping my head around it despite the progress I've made. I might have to take the time for my own amusement later on and try to look up who the highest level player is on the server so far. Because whenever a new title like this launches, it's something that's really exciting. I would not be the least bit surprised if they let this roll yeah, I can't go backwards enough. I really survived that. That is something I'm very grateful for. But I'm expecting this to be like Splatoon 2 and a few other games like Tetris 99, where you're going to be able to get to level 99 and then it's going to take you back to level 1 through some kind of star system. Like you're going to be level 99 with 1 star. I'm sorry, you're going to be level 99 and then go to level 1 with a star to show that, yeah, you're basically level 100 technically, and that you can get to level 99 with a star to show you more or less made it to just about level 200. I see you there. I couldn't turn fast enough, but I saw you. I feel like that range blaster is about the same distance as the 52 gallon that I use. But with the 52 gallon, it goes a little bit faster. So I feel like I'm just a little more generous with allowing me to miss. And even with this, you know, your priority is not KOing your opponent. That's why I learned from the last match. I'm coming down here to do more of my turf. I just hope it's not in vain, because I hate it when I go through and I turf up a big section that's been empty for a while, and just to have it all undone by an opponent. Like, see, this corner here is a great example. That's a great spot that an opponent can slip into and just fill up. See? 2 of them. I think I managed... yeah, I've splatted Fresh Dawn. That's nice. And look, I know there's people that hate on this, but no, I'm not going to spend a whole match doing my base. But every time I respawn, yeah, I want to take the time to go through and try to definitely fill in the gaps. And you get this. Like I said, look, all that work I did for nothing now. Now, go faster than they catch you. Go faster than they can catch you. That guy caught me though. Yeah, there it is. Deezer, he wasn't messing around. Wall-breaking hat model. Nice. And see, as I play, it's all every episode is very impromptu, and I think that's what I love about live streaming, is that it just brings me to this literal stream of consciousness. Nice. I always love getting that last one in at the end. But yeah, live streaming for me really brings me to this stream of consciousness mode where I'm able to just about whatever I'm playing. That was, again, not, I won't say it's not fun, but of course it's more fun winning. Oh, I love that crown, and I know that's from the Pearl amiibo. The hat, I'm guessing, is probably from the Marina amiibo, but I'm not positive. Because there's that, it's almost like a tie-dye pink and green hat, and then there's the crown, and that crown you would see Pearl wearing during the Splatfest. If I could, I would even go as far as to get just the amiibo tag that people know how to make. I was doing some research on that, but nah, no clue. All I have are the Inkling amiibos, and that's how I managed to get this outfit to school uniform. Battles are loading up pretty fast, that's nice. I've been doing this for about 20 minutes already, and there hasn't been any disconnect. So that's a good sign. Nobody that I know on this team. Nobody I've seen before on that team. Now see, in the beginning minute of the match, I feel like, personally, it's crucial to get a couple lines inked into the opposing territory without being too brave like this. Look, that came so far back. I'm glad that they reduced the number of weapons that have that as an ability, but still, even the ones that do, they are unreal. I see a couple of my teammates trying over here. I don't want to let them down. I'm afraid that if I keep walking, I'm just going to get devastated. 2 of them. Even if I did get to turn around a little bit faster, that was going to be devastating. Dually Squelchers. It looks like if you're not careful, you could easily just launch yourself off of that right into the water for an immediate KO. And see, that's the worst, in my opinion. One of the more disappointing things. I was going to try to go all in on like 2 of them, but somebody had made it up there. Look at all that run speed up on their gear. Wow. I need to practice the dodge roll. I don't know if that's something that I'm able to do. I think I have to let up off the shooting to do it properly. No, you're supposed to be able to do it while you shoot. Isn't that the whole point of it? What? That's one of those ones where they just have the range difference. Oh, see, again, I started my special, but then I get KO'd and it stops. I guess that's fair enough, like the crab tank and the others, especially if you don't get the missiles launched out of that special, it's terrible because then it doesn't work. So it's just as fair as with this new one. There we go. Let's get that in use. Nice. I saw him there. I was going to try to get him. And you can't just keep going. You have to be mindful of the ink that you have. I saw him down there. Couldn't get to him. There's dually squelchers. Try to get a couple more pieces of ink down. Let's see. I think that was a pretty tight battle, but you never know. We'll see. Still a loss. You're doing nothing to help out my record right now. Come on. There's an outfit I used to have. Alright, let's see if I can get the first win of the evening soon. I have a feeling by the time I do, I'll be done getting my gear up to its final level. Hopefully I'll start harvesting ability chunks with this set of gear though. That was one of my goals, just to get it up high enough of a level that I can harvest those ability chunks. There you go. That's the third time. It's had no problem loading the battle up. Been pretty reliable. People haven't been quitting either, so that's a good thing. Alright, a different stage. Let me try to remember the ins and outs of this place. It is pretty long, and there's a wide part in the center that you end up doing a lot of the turf for. Nope, can't go that way. I just love falling off the stages, don't you? Nice, I still got them. And that was the Splatoon Vykker. A lot of people have been talking some smack on that. I think it has potential to be decent, just not everyone has it figured out yet. But I have a feeling that when people do figure it out, that it's going to be devastating. I'm trying to get my level up so I can use some stuff like that. The highest thing that I picked with my gold Sheldon licenses was actually the final weapon, the ballpoint splatling. And that seems like it's going to treat me pretty well once I get the hang of it. I like it more than the Hydra splatling, just because it's slightly different. I really have to go through, and hopefully I can eventually do some videos on the ins and outs of different weapons, when they make more sense. Ugh, I'm trying to get out of that. It really was the squeezer. Wow, I thought it was something else. It seems like it managed to KO me without a whole lot of effort. Maybe one or two shots, if that. It might have just been, it felt like it was just one shot, but I have a feeling that I just wasn't counting fast enough. My sub weapon was like completely wasted there. Nice. Alright, I'm really pushing hard to go into their turf. I'm trying to make as much of a mark as I can up here. Nice. Get my special going. Nice. I made enough of an impression that you kind of like just decided to ignore me. That's always a very good thing. Nice. I was hoping that I would just get them and survive, but this last 30 seconds, I made quite an impression on their turf. I'm very certain of that. Now that I respawn, I have to just spend my time productively re-inking any spots, any turf that they may have made on our side. Nice. I feel like we're doing pretty good on this one. That map is definitely just a tiny bit more in my favor. Yes, I think that's a win. Awesome. You can see that middle part's very wide, and you just have to push through that. It's a couple channels that you can do that through and get into the enemy turf and really keep them preoccupied with re-inking the turf that you've taken. Catalog level, that's going up a bit faster than the character level. I'm not sure if that's because of what I have equipped or not. And me and my friend were talking about that even in this menu, we're a bit surprised that it's not easier to swap your equipment. I mean, let me just check this. No. Right, I can't go into the gear menu and change my weapon if I wanted to. You actually have to leave the match in order to be able to do that. Some pretty cool names. Alright. Back to this stage. I've been wondering if the soundtracks, the golden discs that you find throughout the story, if they make a difference in turf mode as well. I'm going to get this splat roller right now. I got him. I didn't want to get KO'd, but I managed to get him. They were just taking up way too much turf too fast. Once someone with a roller gets rolling, they really don't stop. They will keep pushing through onto your turf until they run out of ink. Yeah, that's one of the few weapons I really work to shut down. That person really wants to get me. Just as I got my special started, that's the squeezer. I might have to look into that. I feel like that's an even faster version of this 52 gal. Our ranges seem similar. Who is that right behind us? Jeez. Attacking like 3 of us at once. We're clearly all going the same way. Look, I'm not even KO'd and I have to redo all this. I can't just leave that the way it is. No way. Controlling that middle part seems important in this stage, but it's really not. Another thing that I like about this special is that it automatically refills your ink tank. Here's this person again. I wanted to try to jump and get him. We are using the same weapon too, that's why. It's like, yeah, he's not too far away. I should be able to get him. Oh, wow. That special is lethal if you hit someone with it. As far as the amount of ink it puts on the turf, I think that's mediocre. Sometimes you can get lucky and the enemy team gets so preoccupied with turfing you that you can just make a huge comeback on theirs. Yes, I got him at least. A nice duel, yeah. That was literally a duel to the death. Alright, my special is not a bomb, so it doesn't ink a lot of turf for me. Go ahead. I was aiming right over his head by mistake. That, I think, definitely the blue team got, but we did nice. I really thought the blue team was going to have that, or the cyan team, but we managed to ink more of our home turf, and less of their home turf is fully inked. They just kept trying to rush into our side and left their side very open to nothing. I don't know how else to say that. They just left their side so open and unturfed would be the best word. My wife was kind enough to notice when I was first playing Splatoon 2, even though I only made it to, I think, what is it, like level 45? I just made it a couple levels above what it takes to unlock all the weapons, because I started that so late in the game. It had already been out for years, apparently. I managed to join in on the very last Splatfest, the last two. And that's how I knew that I was late in the game, because the game stopped receiving server support. People were excited about what was supposed to be the very last. And then the one after that, which is to decide the theme on this one, the Chaos versus Order, that ended up being the very last. But yes, my wife gave me a lot of credit, as I'm noticing on this one, for usually being at the top of the turf war and having inked the most turf. I may not always get the most KOs, but I really do know how to follow the objective. Pay attention to what the objective is and try to achieve that as efficiently as possible. Yes, that actually worked. That worked. I can't believe it. That 2 seconds that I did not spend turfing, painting anything, inking anything, that is going to be so worth it. Oh, you got mad. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Someone's already taken the time to pay a lot of attention to inking our side, which is great. There goes that ink roller. I wish they were going the other way, but that's okay. Alright, I want to get to that side over here very badly. There's some green, but it's not even a green that I'm concerned about. It's literally just the fact that the corners of it are so uninked. Alright, green team seems like they're on a bit of a roll. Man, they tried to do the same thing, but that it looks like B managed to get puddles as well, so that's pretty cool. I was very disappointed to learn as a novice that inking the walls doesn't count. I think that's very important to share while I'm playing Turf War right now. I've been in denial about that since I've learned it, but I'll tell you what, ever since I stopped inking walls and made it a point to start inking the ground, I've definitely seen an uptick in the amount of wins that I have. Despite the evidence not being there this evening, it's taken a little while. Good, somebody got him. Of course, I always get KO'd as my special readies up. I hear the little ding and then the pop. I'm like, come on, every time. Because that's one of the few other things that I really enjoy seeing in the end stats of the battle. I like seeing how much ink, how much turf everyone inked, where I stand in that average. Ooh, back up from that suction bomb. Those things are pretty devastating. They're actually pushing really well right now. Alright, that managed to do some damage. I think that could have savored us a slight victory here. We'll see. I think managing to get that special in at the very end. That's close. Yes, and once again, I think that's one of the few matches where you can see our pink turf is inked a bit more consistently than the green team's turf. And because the green team has a lot of open space that they didn't touch, it's not even that we inked it, it's that they didn't ink it to begin with. And that ends up being the downfall of a lot of the teams that I go up against. So let's look at this a little bit. Nice. I'm almost at the point that I'm going to start collecting ability chunks, which is great. I'm going to keep going. You can see there I was second. I haven't been breaking 1,000 a whole lot, but I got to use my special twice, and I managed to get 5 KOs. I'm pretty sure. I think it tells you both. I'll have to go back to that at some point. But yes, it looked like I had a decent amount of KOs, but at the same time I'm getting KO'd a decent amount of times myself. And that's my #1 area of improvement, because I prioritize inking the turf so much in Turf War. I end up finding myself getting KO'd a little more often than I would like. Oh, B and Puddles are on the other team now. That's a shame. They're good players, so it's going to make this run a little bit harder. Unless, you know, I don't know. That's a nice thing about these games. I'm playing with random people, randos as I like to say, is that you never know what their true ability is. Or where they're at in their gaming journey. That's early for my first KO. That's very early. Alright, and I get to use my special. Where's everyone at? Where's everyone at? I'm waiting too long to find someone, so let's just use it. Nice, another KO. So I'm spending so much time up in the front here. Oh, I went into somebody else's Tenta Missiles spot. Or Tenta Missiles target, I should say. That thing's pretty devastating. But it gives me a chance to go back and ink my turf out, because I was just getting ready to say before I was KO'd that since my team looks like they were doing well, that I bet base is totally uninked. And look at it. My suspicions are correct. Definitely needs some attention. And remember, like I was just saying before, you're inking the ground, not the walls. Walls help for traveling, but they are not a priority otherwise. See, look, I'm filling in all these corners. Yes! I'm sure they had other things in mind. Looks like we're doing good. Well, I don't know what this is yet. All I know is I'm trying to make their life harder. I managed to get them. Oh wow, that was a really fast respawn. I did manage to get them, but their suction bomb is no joke. And look, this whole team that I'm on must be doing great if this area is that uninked. Try to get it locked in down there. Somewhere easy for me to fix. They'll be proud of themselves for seeing where their Tenta missiles landed, I'm sure. I don't want to be that guy that just inks home base, but it definitely seems like it's needed. They should be all done their special. I had an idea as to where they were. They're doing a good job. They're definitely pushing for their team. You can kind of see a little bit of the average. Gonna try to make it up to the front of the lines real quick. I don't even have to. Let me just take some of this away. All right. We'll see how this went. I think because we control more of the center, this is going to be a win. Yes. That team, because they had a splat roller, I'm sure that's why their side is more consistently inked this time around, but we were definitely able to push through that and keep a lot of that center under control. Right from the beginning of the match, I could tell that the team I was on was doing a very good job. Catalog level goes up. Keep going. So see, that time I was at the bottom, but I did have 5 KOs. I was KO'd 3 times, and I was able to use the special twice. That's the other thing I like about number 3 as opposed to 2. You don't see people getting their specials used a ridiculous amount of times. I would be very impressed if I could use my special 5 times in a single match. I think that is the barrier to break. If myself or other players are able to use, activate, and execute their special up to 5 times or more in a single battle, I would be seriously impressed. Aside from that, I think after this match, I'm going to take a brief break both personally and in game. When I come back from my personal break, I would definitely make it a point to change some of my gear up, check out some of the other things in the game, and maybe even try to work on 1000% completing the game to 1000%, as some people say. I'm hoping tomorrow night, if I've had my fill of Splatoon, and if I can get everything in proper order, I'm going to go back to Bravely Default 2 for a bit. I'm going to pick up where I left off in Savalon and do my best to beat the card dealer Shirley at B&B, the game that they have in that. It's very similar to Table Turf, ironically. Even though these games have completely different spans of time around them. I see that orange brush over there. Yes, I do. I see you. Oh, but I couldn't get you in front of my crosshairs. Ooh, wow, this is pretty empty. I've had a couple good screenshots so far, nothing too spectacular of the game. Oh, get away, get away. I've had a couple good screenshots where it's been 1 or less percentile that we've won by. It'll be 1% sometimes, even as much as 0.1%. There was at least one match so far where I won by 0.1%. I can't believe I let that get me. Ooh, they must be from Texas. Actually, with fancy name, letters like that in their name, maybe not. But they're definitely going for that cowboy look, which is hysterical. Somebody is right up here. If we have less than a minute now, almost, to really push for recovery. This match is not going in our favor. It doesn't seem like we... Wow. Almost managed to get caught in someone else's. I just saw that coming my way. Well, I was so busy trying to get the person on the corner. They have that center part under a pretty good amount of control. Yes, we're definitely going to have base solidly inked first and foremost. No, look, that 3 minutes goes by so fast. And they're chasing me down. Come on. Oh, they managed to pull off. I'm up there backing up, trying to aim at him the whole time. Oh, yeah, look at that. Especially with the way they inked me at the end. That's wild. Speedy and Yoshi. Sure. Alright, I will not be going into another match. I'm going to take a brief break and then see what I can do as far as my gear. And hopefully manage to get my EXP up. Alright, I'll have to do a couple more battles when I get back. Because I definitely want to get all of this gear that you see at the bottom. The squid hair clip, the squid uniform A, and the school shoes and high socks. I want to get them all completely full with their EXP bar. So that way I can start collecting ability chunks for the upcoming Splatfest and trying to get some of my gear even fresher than it is, as they say. So I'll be back in one moment to talk a little bit more about that and to keep grinding out Turf War.